Hey everyone, welcome. It's Chris from Crafty Creations by CV. I'm here today to show you my brand new bridal dress design on the new modified Unique in the Creek dress board that I created. This is the board. The benefits of this board, I designed this specifically for my designs, but it's a scaled down version of the triangle board. So you can use it more for if you want to put it on a wreath stand and display it on a bridal table, cake tables, reception tables, or even put it outdoors, as well as on a bridal suite door, or it could be on your front door or wall. Okay, the size of this is 16 inches in length and 9.5 inches wide. I did it so it has an integrated hanger on it that you can embellish with bling rope, rhinestones, pearls, whatever you want to embellish it with. It's the same quality that you've come to expect with Unique in the Creek, because it's an actual Unique in the Creek triangle board that's been cut down and modified by me to fit my designs. And it has great versatility. You can make additional designs, which as I design them or if you create them, please post them for other people. Some of the ones that I have in the works already that I've showed quickly pictures of on my Facebook page. I designed an apron as well as a flower girl dress, just some little girl dresses. Other things that I have on my mind to make are like little cheerleaders, little ballerinas, and I'm sure I'll have other ones that come up. I've also designed a modified Unique in the Creek shirt board, which I will do in a separate tutorial. I created a groomsman jacket and a groom jacket, which can all be customized in different colors. It has little ribbons for cummerbunds. But for this video, I just want to focus on the wedding dress so that you can at least get the technique down, which you could use to make the little girl dresses. So very similar. You can use different petal designs that you want. So for this one, I'm going to show you the petal that I used for my original wedding dress. And then I'll go through how to set up the board, which I preloaded so you wouldn't have to watch me load the entire board. So I'm just going to put this aside, going to go over the two petal folds that we're going to use. Okay, they're relatively easy. We're going to be using for this design, which you can get at Unique in the Creek. I will post the link with the supplies so that you can go on Unique in the Creek and purchase the mesh. The boards will be available, hopefully, fingers crossed, this Wednesday on my website, craftycreationsbycv.com. And I'm hoping, the manufacturer said that they should be done Wednesday, so I'm hoping to get those in. And I'm also using regular white fabric mesh. Okay, for the demonstration, I'm just going to use this hot pink fabric mesh that I have, just so it might be a little bit easier to see. Sometimes with the shadows and whatnot, with the lighting, the white can be a little bit tough. So basically what you're going to be doing is cutting your mesh into squares. Some of the fabric mesh comes in 10.5. So you're going to cut those 10.5 by 10.5. You want as close to a perfect square as you can. If your mesh is 10 by 10, then you're going to cut it 10 by 10. So you're going to do curl side up. You're going to turn it so that your seamed finished edge, your factory edge, is in the upper left-hand corner and down in your right-hand corner. Okay. I call this one, it reminds me of a mermaid tail, so I'm just going to call it, for demonstration purposes, a mermaid petal. Okay, tail petal. So you're going to take your top corner and you're going to bring it to the middle. You're going to take your bottom corner and bring that up to that point. Okay. Then you're going to take this bottom and you're going to fold it up one more time. you're going to take your top and fold it down one more time. Okay, so this is kind of what we have. You're going to scrunch it in the middle, and then you're basically just going to flip it. Okay, you're going to create a little nub, and it only has to be about 1 inch. It doesn't have to be huge. You just want to be able to put an elastic band on it. So I have these little elastics, and you're going to put that right around the nub there. So if you turn it over, it kind of reminds me of a mermaid tail. Okay, so either way you look at it, it just kind of reminds me of a mermaid tail. So that's what I call that one. So I'm going to do that one again. These are basically the petals that we're going to be using for the entire bottom portion of the dress. So again, you're going to take your square, factory edge up on the top, left and lower right hand. You're going to take your point, bring it to the middle, take your bottom point and bring that up to the other point. Okay, so it's going to look like you're going to take this bottom and fold it back up one more time. And then you're going to take this top and fold it down one more time. Okay, and that's what it's going to look like. And you can kind of just flatten it out. You're going to go to the middle and scrunch it up. So that's what it's going to look like. And then you're just going to flip it. Just like that. Okay, and these don't have to be perfectly symmetrical. You can make them wider if you want. You can make them smaller if you want. So like if you had it like this and you want to make a bigger dress petal, you just don't fold it in as much. Okay, and then you could see it's a little bit wider. Or you could fold it in a lot and make them really tiny, like a rolled petal. So you could do either or. Okay, so we're going to fold those in the middle, fold up once, fold down once so they meet in the middle, scrunch and turn it. And again, we're just going to take our elastic and put it right around that little nub there. Okay, so that is our petal, like I said, for the bottom half of our dress. For the top half of our dress, we're going to be doing just like a mini Dean Michael petal. Okay, so for the top part of the dress, I'm using white poly burlap. Okay, so the bottom of the dress is a snowdrift fabric mesh and a regular just fabric mesh, a white fabric mesh. Okay, so there's 2 different types. And then for the top part is a poly burlap. So you're going to take this again into a square 10 by 10. You're going to take your top point, this time bring it all the way down to the bottom. Okay, just like this. And you're going to kind of just smush it down a little bit. You're going to take your right corner here and you're going to bring it over to the left. So kind of like you're starting a Star Trek petal. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. And then you're going to turn your point to the left and you're just going to find the middle and just kind of give it a little squeeze. You're going to bring in your edges, both the top and the bottom. We're going to do 2 scrunches. So we're going to do 1 scrunch, 2 scrunches, and then 1 scrunch, 2 scrunch. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. It's just a mini version of the Dean Michael there. So you're going to take this. You could do 2 things. The first way you can do it is take an elastic. You're going to want to probably cut these extra pieces off first. It just makes putting the elastic on a little bit easier. Okay. And then you're just going to put your elastic around that little nub there. Just like that. Okay. If you prefer zip ties, then what we can do is this. We'll do it again and I'll use a zip tie. So you have your poly burlap. You're going to take your top point down to the bottom point. You're going to take your right corner, bring it over to your left. So you're going to have like a little triangle like that. Turn it to the left so your point's over here. Find your middle. You're going to do 2 scrunches on the top and 2 scrunches on the bottom. Now you could just take your zip tie and do your zip tie down the bottom here. Like that. And then we're just going to clip the zip tie, and then you can kind of cut your edges. Okay. So depending on which you like to use, the zip ties or the elastic, either or will work. Okay. So those are our two types of petals we're basically using for this entire design. Okay. Next I have is some bling rope. And again, you can get this on Unique in the Creek. And I will put up a supply list with the links and everything else that I've used afterwards. Okay, so this is awesome, like glitter. It's like a glitter, silver glitter, but she has them in all different colors. But for the wedding dress, I just use silver. You can also use, if you want to use lace, ribbon. This is going to go around the waist, and I'm also going to use this to accent the hanger. But you can use anything. Get creative with it. So I'm just going to put this aside for the moment. And we're going to go to the board now. So I preloaded this just so, like I said, you don't have to watch me doing it. And I have my little cheat sheet over here. What I usually do is I take a picture of the board, and then I can do my layout for my designs. And then this way I have them, so when I need to repeat them, I have all the instructions that I need. So we're going to be doing, if we look at this side, okay, it's when I modified it, it's nice because I still have the numbered rows. So we actually have, it's row 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2. And then you have your hanger. Okay. So just to show you where your placement is, on row 10, you're going to be filling every set of holes. So you're going to have 11 zip ties on your bottom row, row 10. On row 9, you're going to have 8 sets of zip ties. Okay, so you're going to have 4 to the side, to the left side, nothing in the middle, and 4 on the right side. When we go up to row 8, we're going to have 7. So you're going to have 3 to the left, you're going to have a center one, and 3 to the right. And then we're going to go to row 7, and you're actually going to be having 2 petals are going to be fitting in this left side. So you're actually going from this hole to the edge of your board. And the same thing on the right side. You're going from this hole to the edge of your board. And then you have this set of holes. You're skipping this set of holes, skipping this set of holes. And like I said, you're here to the edge. So you're going to have 7 on that row as well. Row 6, you're going to have 7. You're filling all the holes again. Row 5, you're going to have, this is when we're going to kind of start doing the top part of our dress. But you're going to have 2 here and 2 here, okay? So you'll have 4 altogether on that row. The next row up, you're going to have 3. The next row up, you're going to have 2. There's nothing in these top set of holes at the moment, but we're going to put some zip ties in there to hold our embellishment rope in, okay? So I'm going to flip this over. Now what I did when we do the design, we're going to be flipping petals up and down, up and down. So I drew little arrows on here just kind of so that I don't forget which way they go. But I have those on my little cheat sheets over here. That's why I usually print those out and write things on them. So after doing a few of these, I realized it's easier to do your embellishment first before putting all your petals on. So what I'm going to do just for this demonstration is just use some double-sided tape. I use alien tape actually, but you can use hot glue, E6000, whatever you want to adhere your embellishment. Or if you want to wrap it around, you can actually wrap it around the hanger part. This, just so that you can see, these are my templates. These are not what the boards are going to look like. They're going to be nice and smooth, edges and everything else. These were just quick templates I did so that I could do these tutorials for you. So I'm just going to take some double-sided tape, and just kind of put it right on here. Okay. And then I'm going to put another little piece on this side here, just like that. And like I said, because I only have a certain number of templates, so I want to do a bunch of tutorials. So I got to kind of reuse these right now. I'm just taking that top piece off. It's always the hardest part with double-sided tape is getting that top piece off. Okay. So I'm going to put a zip tie in this one here. And I'm going to put a zip tie in this one here. And then I'm going to take a piece of the bling rope. Okay, this was just some extra that I had from another design that I did. So what I'm going to do is just kind of put it through the zip tie so you have a little bit extra here so that when we go to do the zip tie, it'll catch it. And I'm just kind of putting it on the outer part of the hanger. And again, you're going to kind of feed it through this other zip tie so a little bit hangs over. And we're going to come back down. And then I'm just kind of going to get it to stick to that tape for now, just so that you can see it. But like I said, you can glue it. And I'm just going to tighten my zip ties here. I'm just kind of doing that just so it kind of sticks with the tape, just so you can see that. Okay. There's our hanger. And like I said, you can do rope around it. You can do it just on the top. You can wrap it through. You know, you could do either or, but it's nice and flat, so it's easy to kind of, you know, glue or adhere things to it. So now that the hanger's done, we're going to start actually placing our petals. So we're going to alternate between the Snowdrift mesh and the regular white fabric mesh as we go. So this first one, you can see that I have, there's an arrow pointing down. When I'm describing the up and down, what I mean is when I made the petal, the seams are here. So if I'm saying an arrow down, it means I want those seams to be facing down. If I did an up arrow, it means I want my seams facing up. So we're going to be alternating between Snowdrift, fabric mesh, Snowdrift, fabric mesh, and we're going to be flipping them up and down. So the first one I have here, so we're on row 10, we're going to start all the way to the left, is a down arrow. So I'm going to take my Snowdrift with the seams down and then put it in right into the nub into the zip tie and pull it. Okay, just like that. Then I'm going to take a fabric mesh, just the plain white fabric mesh, and I'm going to turn the seams up because I have an up arrow. And I just found by alternating the up and down, it kind of keeps the mesh in a more structured form. But you can do them all facing down if you want, whatever your preference is. The next one is going to be our Snowdrift again. And we're going to do, that's going to be facing down. And then we're going to do a fabric mesh. And that's going to be facing up. And we have our Snowdrift facing down. Fabric facing up. And our Snowdrift facing down. Our fabric mesh facing up. Our Snowdrift facing down. And you can kind of see they just kind of all kind of, this middle part just kind of all lies nicely together. And then we have our fabric that's going to be facing up. And then our snowdrift to round out this row facing down. So if you notice, how you start facing down is how you're going to end up. Okay. I feel like I have a little shadow over on this side here. That made it better or worse. So then we're going to clip all the zip ties here. And you can use either the zip tie gun, or if you have the little clippers, you can use those too. Turn this down a little bit. It's a little bit better, I think. Not as shadowy. All right, so now for this next one, this next row, row 9, we're going to be starting with it facing upward. Okay, so this is a snowdrift, so I'm going to start with the fabric mesh this time. And it's going to be facing up, so the seams are going to be facing upward. And then we're going to do our snowdrift, and that's going to be facing down. And then we're going to be going up. And then down. Now for this one, instead of going up, we're also going to do this one down again. And it's just, it helps it lie flat in the middle here. And then we're going to go back to turning it back up. And then we're going to go down. And again, I'm just alternating between the snowdrift and the fabric mesh. And then we're going to go up. And again, we started up here and we wanted to finish with the up on this side. Okay. And again, I'm going to clip all of our zip ties as we go. All right. So this is what we're kind of looking like so far. Okay. Now we're going to be going on to row 8. I'm just going to turn it a little bit this way. Okay, so this was fabric mesh. So I'm going to start with the snowdrift mesh. And we're going to do down. Okay, so that means our seams are going to be down. And then we're going to go with our fabric mesh up. A little bit more light there. And we're going to do our snowdrift down. Okay, and then we're skipping this one here. And then we're going to be going up. Turn this back up a little bit. And then we're going to do our snowdrift down. I'm really not liking my lighting here, guys. And the white is just so hard to see on here. I'm going to try and put my overhead light on too and see if that takes some of that away, that glare. It's a little bit better. Oh, there we go. All right, let's see if that works a little bit better. All right. So where we left off, we were on the snowdrift mesh, and we were facing down. We have 2 more on this row, so we're going to do fabric facing up and snowdrift facing down. Okay, I'm going to clip. All right, now we're on to row 7. So this is where we're going to do the double petals here. So we're going to have 2 petals that are facing upward, okay? So I'm going to take my fabric mesh and just kind of put them together like this, face seams upward, and you're just going to put both of those into that zip tie and do that, okay? Then our next one is going to be down. I'm going to get some more of the snowdrift here. And we're going to go up. And we're going to go down. And then we're going to go up. So this again is going to be 2. So we want to take 2 of our petals facing upward. And those are going to go right into your zip tie. And then you're going to pull those like that. Okay. And we're actually almost done with the bottom of the dress. Okay. Well, there we have. Let me just turn it this way so you can see it. You can kind of see it's nice and kind of structured. Now we're going to do the next row, which is row 6. And we're going to be starting with the down. And you can, like I said, you can do whatever type of petals, the fabric, whatever colors you want. For the wedding dress, like I said, I just use different textures of white just because it would kind of give it a little bit of a dimension to it. So I'm going to start with my snowdrift again. And we're going to be facing this down. And then we're going to be going up. And we're going to go down. And we're going to go back up. And then we're going to go down. And then we're going to go up. So really we're up and down on all of these except for that one area that we did 2 of them down at the same time there. And then we are going to do down. There we go. Do the zip tie again. All right, bottom of our dress is complete. So I'm going to put these petals aside just so that they're not in the way. All right, so this is the bottom of our dress. Okay. Now we're going to place our Dean Michael petals here. Okay, so what I did is I numbered this as well so that we know which ones go where. So we're going to start with this second one from the left. Okay, that's where our first Dean Michael petal is going to go. And then we're going to do this one next to it. And then we're going to go back and do this outer and that outer. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of turn it to the side here a little bit. When you do these two, have them facing the same way for these first two. So you'll have that little opening. So kind of have them going in the same direction. So you're going to put your nub in there. Okay, and then take another one, and we're going to go right over top of that one there. Okay, and just kind of, you can kind of do it so the points kind of match up. And you're going to pull that. And I'm just going to take these zip ties out. So now for the outer ones, this kind of reminds me of, you know, your hip area. So we're going to do this so that this opening part is facing inward on both the ends. Okay, so we're going to be doing on the left-hand side. This is going to just go right in here. Just like that. And it kind of, it goes on an angle. It's not going to go straight down. You're going to just kind of bring it out, and it kind of gives it that little outwardness of the hip area there. And then we're going to do the same thing now on this side. So you can kind of see how it goes out a little bit. So same thing on this side. This opening part, face it towards the middle. And you're just going to put that in there and pull your zip tie. And again, it's kind of facing kind of outward on an angle. It's not straight down for these outer ones here. We're getting there. All right, so then again, I have these numbered up here. Okay, so we're going to actually be doing the outers this time, then the middle one. Okay, and that helps give it its layered look. So we're going to take another petal, and again, facing inward, the opening there. That. Now this one, I'm going to face inward as well. So the two openings on this row are going to face each other. And this is going to be in the outer. Okay. And these can go, kind of go straight down like that. So once you have your outer ones done, we're going to put our center one in. And this one, you can put it either way. It doesn't matter which way, you know, you want to put your opening for this one. And that's going to go right on top of those other two. Just like that. Okay. That's kind of giving you a nice little look in the waist area there. Okay. And there's our waist. I'm going to show you this way a little bit. And now we're going to do the bodice part up here. Okay. So again, you're going to take your two petals. All right. And this time you're going to have your openings are going to be facing outward. Okay. I'm going to go and put one here. And then you're going to put the other one in there. And again, you want to just kind of line these up so they kind of, the points kind of match up here. Just like that. Okay. And then you have the bodice part there. So this is where we're going to actually put the bling rope to accent the waist part. Okay. And again, You can use glue. I'm just going to use some double-sided tape just for demonstration purposes, just so that I can, you know, reuse this again. So what I'm going to do is just take some double-sided tape. And again, at this point, you could use glue. And then I'm going to turn it over to the back. And I'm just going to put a piece of the double-sided tape right there, because that's where we're going to be adding our bling rope. Okay. And this, like I said, isn't going to be perfect just because it's not glued down nicely. But I just want to demonstrate, you know. So basically what you're going to do is I generally start it, I kind of tuck it right about there. Okay. And then you're just going to kind of, I'm going to go around the back first so that we're sticking to the tape here, just to kind of show you. All right. And you're going to get as close as you can, kind of go over where your zip ties are here. You're going to put the bling rope over it and kind of pull it a little bit snug. Okay. Now you're going to have gaps as we move up, but we're going to be coming back down with the rope, so don't panic. All right, so you're going to be just kind of flipping your board here. And then you're just going to kind of keep kind of flipping as we go. And just kind of pull it nice and tight as you do it here. And like I said, you're going to have some gaps on the front. That's okay, because we're going to be going back down and it's going to fill those. And just kind of keep turning. And you're going to want to go so that you can cover the zip ties up in the bodice part here. I'm going to go some more. Okay, so our zip ties are covered. And then we're going to go back down again. And this is going to fill all those gaps that I was talking about. And you can do this with pieces of lace. You could do this with ribbon. I like the bling rope because it's flexible. It's easy to use. So like, just keep pulling. Around, almost there. So as you can see, you'll have extra bling rope. I still have a bunch here. And we're going to go one more time. Just make sure your zip ties are covered on the top and bottom. Okay, just like that. Flip it over. And then, like I said, put a little glue back here. I'm going to just kind of cut that. And then I'm just going to tuck it in just for the demonstration, but you would just put a little bit of glue there. Okay. And then I'm just going to straighten out the bodice here. And then what you can do is I then took a piece of the bling rope and just kind of made a little like a loop or whatnot. So what you could do is just kind of stick it down in here and then just kind of go like that. But you can make it into a heart shape. You can make it into any shape you want, and then just glue it right to the other bling rope like that. Or You could take a cute little embellishment, a pin or something, and put that right there, whatever you want. And then basically that is going to be your wedding dress. I have pictures on my Facebook page of completed designs. Like I said, this is a little rough here because we're doing the tutorial, but get creative with it. I will put, like I said, the links to where you can buy the mesh. You could see the finished product on my my Facebook page, Crafty Creations by CV. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will put the boards, like I said, once the manufacturer tells me that they're ready, those will be on my website, craftycreationsbycv.com. And as I come up with new designs, I'll do some new tutorials for you guys. And hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you love the board. I would love to see when you guys buy them, your creations, and see what you come up with. So thanks again for watching, and I really hope you guys like the design. I'm so excited about the new board and all the possibilities that come with it. And again, it's a modified Unique in the Creek board. It is approved by Lori, just in case my fellow Creekers are worried about that. She has been a great inspiration and a great mentor for me. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. You can message me on my page or my website. Thanks again, and we'll see you guys soon.